Hi everyone, welcome to the second episode of Gala, where we take you across different countries and explore how medicine is practiced there. In the first episode, we took you to UK, where we met Sena. In this episode, we'll take you to Canada and meet our special guest for today, who is Emmanuel. He's a second year medical student from McGill University. I really hope you like this video, and if you haven't already watched the first video, the link to which will be in the description box, so go and watch it. I hope you like this one.
Why don't you introduce yourself first?
Sure. So my name's Emmanuel, second year medical student at McGill University, which is in Montreal in Canada.
Just got downtown. We have to walk up that hill. Feels like a mountain, especially in the winter. Tired one bit. There it is. We made it with 5 minutes to spare.
Why don't you tell me how exactly did you get into med school?
Sure. It's a great question. It was a long process. So here in Quebec, specifically in the province of Quebec in Canada, we have, after high school, we have what's called CEGEP. And it's like a 2-year pre-university program, essentially. So some students can apply directly into medicine after finishing CEGEP, so they don't have to go through university. So when I finished CEGEP, I applied to medicine, but I didn't get in. I was rejected. So then the next step would be to complete a university degree, so a bachelor's degree. So I went to another university here in Canada. It's called, in Montreal specifically, it's called Concordia. So I completed a 3-year biology degree there. After my biology degree, I reapplied to medicine. And surprise, I didn't get in again. I did get in outside of Canada. So I could have applied to an MBBS degree, which I believe is the same as what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
But I decided against it. That's what some students decide to do, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to try again. And so I pursued another degree. So I pursued a master's degree in biology at the same university. It took 2 years. I applied each year. So in the first year of my master's and in the second year of my master's. At the second year, I told myself, if I don't get in after all these applications, then I'll go and complete an MBBS outside of Canada. But I was lucky. I got an interview at McGill and I had one shot and I took it and they accepted me.
Really great. I mean, yeah, and you stayed consistent throughout. That's amazing.
Check this out. Beautiful. No, but in all honesty, we probably have the most beautiful campus. I mean, look at this. So the building all the way in front of us is the Strathcona building. It's where the anatomy and histology labs are held. Almost there. Just so you could understand how high I walked. Can't really see the street from here, but yeah, all the way down there and further. So Strathcona building. Here we go.
Exactly, like what is the duration of medical course there in Canada?
Here in Canada, medical school usually is a 4-year program.
Just asking, how is it structured then? Like for 4 years?
So my school spends the first year and a half teaching you all they call it the foundations of medicine. So we go through different blocks of different organ systems. And by the end of the first year and a half, we've covered pretty much everything. We started off with an introductory to medicine and public health. Then we went into respirology, a block of respirology, a block of cardiology, a block of gastrointestinal and endocrinology. Then we did immunology and allergy. Then we did infectious diseases, and then we did musculoskeletal. So that was all year one. I'm in year 2 now. So in year 2, we continued that. So then we did the reproductive system. So OBGYN, all of that. And now I'm currently in my last block, and it's the neurology block. So we do neurology, but we also do psychiatry, ENT, ophthalmology. It's all part of that block. And at the end of November, I'll be done all the theory part of medicine, let's say, and kind of like shadowing all the different specialties. We don't have any responsibilities. They might ask us to help, right? And do some very basic level stuff. And then years 3 and 4 are clerkship. So that's when you do your traditional hospital rotations throughout all the different specialties, and you have some electives that if you're interested in a specific specialty, you can take an elective in that.
Hamza, say hi for the vlog.
Hi YouTube. Hey.
Say hi, friends. What kind of small group do we have today?
Random cases.
There you go. All right.
It just messes everything up.
What about specialty or super specialty? How do you do that?
Yeah, so after you finish medical school, you apply to residency. So in your 4th year, you go through a application process. Usually, Canadian students stay within Canada. What happens is that you apply to the different schools and the different programs that you're interested in. And then the schools kind of rank you back. They might interview you, and then they'll rank you with the other candidates. And then there's this whole algorithm that matches you. So there is a board exam that we have to write at the end of medical school. The Canadian version, I believe, is called the MCQEE.
Just got home, and usually when I get home, that's at the door to trying to greet me. See if he's there. Look at that snout. Hey, what's up?
Like, why did you choose to become a doctor?
Yeah, it's a great question. There's a lot of factors, honestly, but I think it started from a very young age. I had really, really good relationship with my pediatrician. I used to idolize this individual, basically. I used to look up to him and say, like, look how smart he is. He makes me feel good. I was happy to go see the doctor. There are some people that don't want to go see a doctor, right? They're like, no, stay away. But I was really excited to see him and meet him. But it's that and a combination of, family health experiences with my grandparents that were really ill and have all suffered from different illnesses. And I guess I always found myself, researching the disease and the treatment options and all these different things. And I was so invested, and these were all signs that kind of added up together that just told me, like, you have to go into medicine. This is what you're passionate about.
Second half, lights are on. Still 1-0 for the opposition. Ronaldo here trying to create something. And they did. St. Joseph's Oratory. Look at that. It's the one beautiful thing we have here in Montreal. I'm just kidding. There's so many nice things.
For your future plans, have you thought of any specialty that you would want to do?
Yeah. So right now, based on let's start with the beginning. So when I started medical school, I was all like, I want to go into surgery. I think neurosurgery is super cool. I started thinking about the lifestyle that comes with a specialty like that, and personally, I don't think it's for me. I think that I need a really, really good balance. So in medical school, they talk a lot about work-life balance, so that I could plan all the things I want to do outside of medicine, right? The specialty that I'm most interested is cardiology. I find that I really like cardiology because it's a lot of detective work, and I think that's something I'm very interested in. Also, you can, depending on what kind of cardiologist you are, you could have a more predictable schedule. And finally, I just think it's a very rewarding field, being able to save someone on the spot from a heart attack, let's say, right? Preventing them from dying could be super, super rewarding in the long run. So it's all of these factors that put it top of my list right now, but that could change, right? Maybe I'll go into my rotations and fall in love with another specialty. So we'll see.
Goodness. On a wooden platter. Look at this. So fancy. Thank you. Okay, so I just got home. It's a bit past 11 p.m.
Have something to say any of the medical aspirants, because since you've had this huge journey where you've been consistent every single time, so do you have something to tell them?
Definitely. So my advice to all aspiring medical students would be to never give up, right? I'm sure they've heard it a lot, but the reality, that's what it is, because medical school is very hard to get into, in some places more than others. But the point is that if you really, really want to be a doctor for the right reasons, then you should never give up on your dream. Do your absolute best. Sometimes you have to make some sacrifices when trying to get into medicine. But once you're in, it's not to say take your foot off the pedal, but that already takes off a huge stress off your shoulders. Now you're in. Now it's just about getting through it, right?
Thank you so much. You've, I think, answered everything with a lot of patience, and I really wish you all the very best. And I hope you get your dream branch.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on your channel too.
Thank you so much for being here.